About 2 months ago, I covered the original iPower, so I only figured it was right to cover the iPower Nano, which is the mini version of the original iPower. How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with AspenValleyVapes.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at this tiny little guy. It's the iPower Nano. We're going to be covering the starter kit that comes with the Milo 3 Nano and the iPower Nano itself. They are calling it the e-Leaf iStick Power Nano now. Before it was just the iPower, so I'm not sure what direction they're going with it, but we're just going to call this the iPower Nano for now. So like always, we're going to run through the basics of this little guy and the tank that comes with it, which is the Milo 3 Nano, as I just stated, and then we're going to dive in, take a close-up look, see what it comes with. Then we're going to bring it back up top, have a vape on it, and then talk about the pros and cons of this little starter kit. All right, starting off on the basics of the iPower Nano, the wattage range on this little guy is from 1 to 40 watts, and it does have temperature control along with TCR, and it does have temperature control for nickel, titanium, and stainless steel. And then there's 3 memory settings for TCR mode. So this thing does have a lot of features packed into its tiny little body. The dimensions of this mod are 55 millimeters by 38 millimeters, so it is a tiny little portable device. And they were able to pack a 1100 milliamp hour battery into this device. So it does have a decent amount of battery for how small this thing actually is. The minimum resistance on this mod is 0.05 ohms, and that is in temperature control. And the minimum resistance in wattage and bypass mode is 0.1 ohms. So you can go pretty low on this guy if you're in temperature control, or you can go down to 0.1 if you're using it in the standard wattage or bypass mode. This mod does have an internal battery. It does use a micro USB charger, which is located right here on the bottom of the device. And it does have pass-through charging, so you can vape it while it's charging. It's not always recommended, but that is what e-Leaf does state, is that it can be vaped while charging. This mod does come in bronze, gray, white, wood grain, and brushed silver. I would like to see that wood grain version. That does look pretty cool in the pictures. I'm not sure how well it would translate to actually in real life, but the pictures of it actually do look pretty nice. Onto the Milo 3 Nano, the tank that comes with this kit. You can buy this mod by itself, or you can buy it as a kit with the Milo 3 Nano. But the Milo 3 Nano, it is a 2 mil e-liquid capacity. It does have top filling capabilities, and it does have adjustable hidden airflow here on the bottom. This tank is a 22 millimeter diameter tank, and the coils that come in here are 0.75 ohms, so it's targeted towards more of the mouth to lung vapors rather than actual direct lung vapors themselves. But you can put whatever tank you do want on here. If you don't want this little Milo 3 Nano, you could put your own tank on here, and it will be able to go down to 0.05 ohms in temperature control. All right, now that we've got all the basics covered, let's go and take a close-up, see what it comes with, take a look at the screen, then we'll bring it back up top, talk about some pros, cons, have a vape on it, and all that good stuff. Alrighty, here we have the iStick Power Nano packaging, as you can see right here. Pop that open, you'll have your iStick Nano here. You can get it as a kit or with the mod itself. This one's obviously the kit with the Milo 3 Nano sitting right there. You'll get a pretty long micro USB cord for charging. That is nice that they included a super long one. They used to include these small little ones. That's got a good 4 feet or so, I would say, on it. You'll get 2 user manuals, one for the Milo 3 Nano and one for the iStick Power Nano, and a 0.3 ohm replacement coil. The replacement coil that comes pre-installed in that Milo 3 Nano is a 0.75 ohms. So this is for the higher wattages and the more vapor production on that kit. So here you have the iPower Nano itself. You can see this is actually the bronze version, and you can see here's the screen, 1 2 3 4 5. You got that screen right there. You got the micro USB port located on the bottom for charging. You got your spring-loaded 510 connection up top. We got the Milo 3 Nano on there still. Very sleek, small little device. You can see it in the palm of my hand to see how tiny this thing really is. I'll show you some size comparisons here in a second, some other mods though. For now, taking a look at the screen, you can see on the screen, you can see the resistance of the coil, the voltage, and the current wattage. If you do want to change between wattage temp, you hit that middle button right there. You'll see it's in bypass, low, high settings. You can see now it's in nickel, titanium, stainless steel, memory 1, memory 2, memory 3. So you do have a lot of options packed into this little guy. I know some of the small devices, they normally don't have all the features, but this one does come packed full of the features. Up, down on the plus minus buttons, simple as that. Fire button right here. Here's a size comparison, so you can see this is next to the Kangertech Cup D right here, and you can see it is a good deal smaller than the Cup D. It is a tiny little device. That is with the Milo 3 Nano up there. That's pretty much it though for the close-up on the e-Leaf iStick iPower Nano. If you do have any other questions or I missed something, let me know. Now that we've got the close-up out of the way, let's go on to the pros and cons, starting off with the cons. My first con on this is going to be the buttons on here. The buttons on here do feel a little cheap, and sometimes they aren't as responsive as you like. Sometimes you'll have to click it maybe 1, 2, 3 times before it actually registers. When it does get working and the screen is on, it's usually pretty responsive. But like I said, sometimes I do have problems with it actually thinking I'm clicking it. Not the fire button though. The fire button has worked 100% of the time. It just, when I'm trying to navigate the menu system or something like that, sometimes I have had issues with it actually registering. My second con is going to be actually navigating the menu system. Sometimes it can be pretty hard to navigate the menu system with those buttons, clicking in there. As you guys saw in the close-up, it's that middle button that you use to navigate. Sometimes that can be a little bit difficult, but when it does work, it's good. And I'm not switching between modes that often, but it's definitely something that should be tossed out there and let you guys know about, because it can be a problem. I mean, I've never had the issue where I couldn't get somewhere if I'm trying to navigate from temperature control down to wattage mode or whatever. I'm able to do it, but sometimes it can be a little pain. It's not anything crazy, but it's just not as fluid, you know, as it should be. That is going to be my second con. My third con is going to be the tank. Now, since this is the starter kit, I am going to be covering the tank as well. The mod itself, this doesn't have anything to do with the mod, but the tank, it's got subpar performance for a sub tank. Again, it's like one of those other tanks like on the Movekin Disguiser Nano. It's not the best tank, it's not an amazing tank, it's not the worst tank. It's just sort of a middle of the road tank, and it's got alright flavor production and alright vapor production. This coil in here is 0.75 ohms though, and it's made for mouth to lung, so you shouldn't be expecting crazy vapor production out of this. It's made for the mouth to lung vapors, and like I said, you can put whatever tank you do want on here, but the actual Mellow 3 Nano is made for mouth to lung vaping. Even as a mouth to lung tank though, I still think it's subpar and it could be improved upon, and I do think there are better tanks for mouth to lung vapors out there. That is going to be my third and final con. Onto the pros. I like the overall sleekness of it, just like on the iPower, the original version. It's just super sleek mod. It's portable. The screen's bright, vibrant. It does have a lot of features packed into it. It's not too hard to use once, I mean, pretty much you set it up in your wattage mode. You set it to whatever watts you want. You can use temperature control as well, obviously. I only really use it in wattage mode, but if you do want to use TC on it, you do have that option. So that is going to be my first pro. That pro is pretty much my only pro though. Not saying it's bad, I just can't really think of anything. It's sleek, it's portable, it's easy to use. It's a great mini device. It's actually one of my favorite mini devices, but I just don't see any other pros that I could really rave about. It is a good overall mod itself, besides the cons that I mentioned earlier. You guys can decide if that's going to be a negative to you or not, but I do want to just mention those. Other than that though, I really do like it, and it is one of my favorite mini mods out there. I might have to do a video here comparing all of the mini mods and letting you guys know the pros and cons of each of them to help you guys decide, but in terms of this one, I do enjoy it. Those cons don't outweigh anything. I would still definitely use this mod as a portable, sleek, on-the-go setup. Right now, the e-Leaf iCare definitely has that, but if I'm looking for something with a little bit more power and battery life, then I'm definitely going to bring this guy along with me. All right, so now we're going to have a vape on it. I've got the 0.75 ohm coil in here, and I've got it at 22 watts. This coil is rated from 8 to 25 watts, the 0.75 ohm coil, so we're going to have a vape on 22 watts, pretty high in that spectrum right there. So as you can see, it is a pretty tight draw, but like I said, this is made for mouth to lung vapors. So the airflow isn't too airy. It's pretty restrictive airflow, but that might be something you're looking for. So that's definitely not going to be a con on there, because this is essentially, like I said, made for mouth to lung vapors. Let's go ahead and have one more vape on it. Now if you want, you can put your own tank on here. Like I've said, a little mod will go up to 40 watts, so you can put whatever tank you want up to that range on there, and the minimum resistance, as I covered earlier, 0.1 in wattage mode and 0.05 in temperature control. If you are looking for a new mouth to lung setup though, I definitely would consider this as one of your go-tos. That is pretty much going to wrap up this video though. If you guys do have any questions or comments on the iPower Nano or any vaping related questions in general, please leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to get back to you. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and vape on.